Welcome to the Sexual Life Podcast. Everything a man needs to know about sex, relationships, dating, sexual dysfunction, all that great stuff. This is what we're bringing to you. And we're actually recording this on the 18th of April. It's the morning, and I woke up to this email, and I want you guys to listen to this because this is such a huge thing. It has to do with women and attraction and a lot of these questions we ask ourselves. And the answer that we get is a total lie. A total lie. And I'm sick of it, man, because we need to start, number one, taking advice from people that actually have life experience. Okay, they don't just look good online. And I know that can be hard to determine, but they've had relationships, they've had sex, they've moved into a sexual life, they've moved into something where they're stopped chasing sex and sexual behavior and relationships, all for reasons of looking good and being cool. You're no longer validating yourself from that, but you're doing it for the actual expression, all right? It's a tough thing to figure out, but it's a very important thing to get, because if not, we start thinking in this world. And to be honest, the guys that come to TSL or to TSL Online or our different programs that have this mindset, it takes, I don't know, man, like it takes a lot of work to rewire your thinking. All right, to know what the truth is, because you've literally been sold a lie. That being said, if you want to get started with what we're doing, Austin Men's Development, it's a free board. Go there, sign up, be a part of our group. It's great, but it is a free group. And so with free group stuff, there comes free group problems. Now, if you want to step it up, there is our Men's Development Excellence course. I would really recommend that. If you go to thesexuallife.com/membership, you can find out about it there. There's actually 3 tiers of membership, but that's the sweet spot. Currently, you pay $55 a month or $500 for the year, and you get 2 calls a week. These are group calls. They're amazing. Our last group call was just awesome. It was on Easter Sunday. And I mean, for the 3 hours that I was on, and it lasted 18. So there's just a rotation of coaches talking to you and working with you. And a lot are better than me, man. I mean, look, Adam Goodson was on when I was on, and he blew a lot of our minds with somebody who had dealt with trauma, sexual trauma. And it was amazing. But that's the kind of thing that we get in that community on the excellence course. And plus you just get a boatload, a ton of content. So that's a great place to start. I recommend it. Also, our Daily Awesome podcast, if you're interested in men's development or a lot of where our coaching goes in its complete entirety, that's a free podcast. So we post something up every day. And I think today will be our 19th or 20th podcast that we've put up. We just do something on a daily basis or 4 or 5 days a week. It's a lot of stuff that we put up on there. So check that out. It's brand new, supported on iTunes, Stitcher, or on YouTube. Follow the links down below to get it. That being said, let's get into this question. So we got a question from somebody. And look, it's not this guy's fault, but the industry has created such a distortion of what we think is reality that comes from men's pain, men's loneliness, men's sexual loneliness. If you're a recovering PUA, this is important to listen to. So it says, Steve, regarding your video on attracting women, since I have seen a couple of times that women are, in quotes, genetically programmed to be more attracted to men that can protect them. If a guy gains 20 pounds of lean body mass, would he be more attractive, not necessarily because he looks better, but because he's more capable of protecting them? If a guy gains 5 inches of height and 30 pounds of lean body mass, that would be attractive to women in general? Or is it really not that big of a deal and it boils down to how non-needy he is and more comfortable he is in his own skin? First off, I'm just going to tell you, this is a question that's written by a guy that hasn't been getting laid, a guy that does not understand the sexual dynamic. And that's fine, because we've all been there. We've thought stuff like this. I've thought stuff like this, or maybe not exactly that, but things that I'm going to put this out there that are so ludicrous and not true that we have associated with our beliefs about how we're going to be sexual, or how we're going to be successful, how we're going to finally have, that relationship or that sex life, or, make our dicks feel better. All these things that are born to be qualities. All right. Our sexual drive is a born to be quality. We need it to be fulfilled. We have to have it to be fulfilled. If not, we're in a starvation mode. All right. And we're in pain. We need to get that fulfilled. It is something that is absolutely in our nature and in our DNA. And that is the one thing that is genetically encoded that you really can't argue with. Now, let's just get to the solution here really quick. And it's going to sound too simple, that you're not going to want to listen to it. If you want to be a sexual man, all you need to be is heterosexual, be in front of a woman who is heterosexual, and you need to assert yourself or be alone. Right? So you need to be alone, you need to assert yourself, and you need to be a man and a woman. And that is your biggest biological leverage. That is all you should be looking at. All this Reddit pickup bullshit, trying to empower men who feel weak, who don't know, who are in starvation mode. And that's fine if you're there, but be honest if you're there. You are not getting laid. You don't know. And so a lot of the stuff you're looking at that is based on something written or some charted out thing or some design, because men love to look at that stuff, man is going to leverage so much of your pain, so much of your scarcity, so much of your not knowing that it's bullshit. You talk to any man that is getting laid, and I'm not talking to men, and let's distinguish this right now. I'm not talking about men who are getting laid for their validation, for looking cool, for being cool. And you talk to men who are stable with their sexuality, whether that's their swingers, whether that's their, really promiscuous, whether they're in a relationship, any of these different variants of people having sex for their true expression of who they are. They don't fucking think about this shit. And maybe they did when they were in their early 20s or whatever, but they don't think about it. Man, this is such a foreign belief for me. It's pretty crazy. So let's look at this. Women, let's actually look at the real stats of this. What did the pickup industry do? Because the pickup industry had people wearing, 3-inch platforms. That was really common. You could get 5-inch ones, you could get 6-inch ones, but you could wear 3-inch platforms. You could also do things where you looked good. All right. You got in shape, or I remember there were these things where there were these fake tattoos that you would put on. It was like a sleeve that you wore. All these different things to cosmetically better ourselves. All these different things to make us taller. All these different things to make us look more strong or actually get strong. Because some people actually dedicated themselves to that. Man, that's a great thing. You should get strong, but you should get strong for health more than appearance. Don't get me wrong. Looking good is good. I think the need and desire to look good is one of those born to be qualities. But when we do it, not for ourselves and for other people, it gets fucked up just like sex. It's a born to be quality. Sex, if we do it for other people to impress and not ourselves, it gets fucked up. All right. And there's usually a mix of those things when it comes into it. So we build this whole culture of guys doing that. We build this whole culture of guys dressing up. We build this whole culture of guys trying to look good, of showing up, looking like a millionaire, looking like a man that should be respected, looking like a man that should be good with women, looking like a man that's strong, looking like a man that can protect a woman right here, looking like a man that can lead a woman, looking like a man that can start a family, looking like a man that can, like guide other men and be respected by other men. But guess what? You're never that fucking man that does it. And this is what happened to the pickup industry. It became a total mess of men that learned how to be a fraud in life, learned how to have a big bank account or look like they had a big bank account, looked like they had, their shit together, looked like they could guide, looked like they could make decisions, looked like they could get women. But whenever they got that, they lost that. And whenever they lost that, what happened? I'm not good enough. I can't be good enough. I need something else to make me look good. I need something else to gain respect. We build this filter of a culture that was so obsessed about not taking responsibility for yourself. And when you can't take responsibility for yourself, when you are somebody who does not know who you are, it is impossible for you to evolve to be a better man. It is impossible to find the truth of everything. Why? Because your truth is masked by blaming other people. Your truth is masked by saying, I need something else in order to get this pang of loneliness fulfilled, in order to get this sexual fulfillment, to be, to feel something, to feel good, in order to get respect from fellow men. That all being said, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to fix all this? Right? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Look, I'll just tell you this right now. Find a man, and there are men out there. There are definitely men out there. And I'm putting this out there because, man, it's the truth. I've lived it. Find another man. There's definitely men out there who's gotten laid more than me, that's had the sexual adventures more than me, that's had as much sex as me, that's had as much of the sexual qualities as me, that is actually, let's put this in perspective, that's in the seduction industry, that actually has a relationship and a family. All right. And let's quantify this a little bit, man. I mean, man, had sex with hundreds of people. That doesn't make me a better person or whatever, but it's because I liked a lot of it. It's because I chased it. And at first I was chasing it to validate other people or to fill something within myself. And then I realized I liked sex and had to work through all that emotional crap. I've had every sexual variant that I could ever think of, whether that was some group sex thing, whether it was some gangbang thing, whether it was having multiple women live with me, having, all this, God, man, I look at all this Reddit bullshit of like how women are built to serve you. Yeah, fuck, you want a woman to serve you? Fucking give her the good dick, man. You will see a woman serve you. You will see that shit happen. You don't need some trick. You don't need some frame. You just need to, and I'll tell you this, man, to give the good dick, you don't even need to be much. You want a woman to be attracted to you? Go up and talk to her. Go up and talk to her and tell her something different. I put up a podcast the other day about these 3 girls that I was talking to, and man, all of them were, proverbial 10s. They were amazing. They're really hot. Personality wise, I don't know, but they're really attractive. They're what every man would want. Every man would want that woman to suck his dick, to fuck him, whatever. And what did they tell me? They said, man, nobody approaches me. They approach me with a line. We have these guys that this is literally what they said. We have these guys that come up to approach us and say, man, you are so hot. And it's like they have these 2 sentences memorized, but there's nothing beyond that. And who taught that? Who taught that? Maybe these guys I don't know who approached them, but they said it's a common thing. That's those direct game motherfuckers, man. Dress up like a clown or whatever and get women to like you for a second, and then you're going to be happy, but you can't be the man that can fucking deliver a life that might actually make them happy. Fuck, man. Get your shit together. Men, stop listening to bullshit like this. Genetically programmed. A woman is genetically programmed to like men. A woman is genetically programmed to like dick. Just like a man is genetically programmed to want a woman, to like her pussy, to like her tits, to like all these different things. And yeah, I get it. Feminism may have nullified some of that stuff. Politically correct stuff may have nullified that stuff. But you can't come back as a man and start blaming and walking that same road of that dysfunction of trying to control society and force society to somehow now give you what you deserve of being a man. You not being the man you are today is directly on your shoulders. Go out, normally socialize to people, say hello to people, find the value of not just talking and seeking validation from hot women or people that you want to get something from. Talk to everybody, talk to men, talk to women, talk to children, talk to old people, talk to young people, talk to everybody out there, because we all have that value and we need it to be normal. And then here's the thing, when you feel the urge that you might want to be sexual, you don't need a trick to do it. You need the right way for her to hear it. And there's tons of different stuff that we have on it. More the reason to join our Men's Development Excellence course. But if you're talking to a woman and you feel that urge of sexuality, because that's how you're going to get to know it, to feel it and then express it, how do you show it? How do you show it, man? Go to thesexuallife.com/126 and you can read an article and download multiple podcasts and courses on how you can show that without saying a word. How to be sexual without saying a word, I believe is what it is. In any case, guys, stop feeding your brain with fucking junk. Stop eating the shit of other men's pain and thinking that's your solution and giving you the false sense of hope that you can get it through another day. Guess what, man? Walk the road where people have walked and gotten success. And the importance to that is because right now you're at 0. If you walk the road where people continue to walk on 0, man, you actually go into a fucking negative because you get older, you get more bitter, you get more pissed off. Man, walk the road of people who have had success. Stop listening to a bunch of fucking people online talking about women and start talking to people that actually talk to women. Any case, as harsh as that was, I appreciate you guys. Go to sexuallife.com/membership to find out about a membership. If you want to find out about our free Austin Men's Development Group, there should be a link down below in this. Go ahead and sign up for that. Be involved in it. And don't be somebody that doesn't interact on it. Post a question. Share something about yourself. Write an introduction and be a part of it. And if you're interested in the entirety of the men's development message that we have, of course, there's the membership, but there's also the Daily Awesome podcast that's free. We put out a podcast 4 to 5 days a week, and lately it's been a little bit more than that. We'll talk to you guys soon.